you'll have a business partner that thinks they're a level up and they're not going to recognize what you're about to do next.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen. So you have to know, okay, well, why am I doing it? I have the same feelings. All right, welcome to Unlock Your Mind. We're going to get your minds back. Today's topic is nobody is going to believe in you.
It sounds depressing, but this is actually going to be a good show.
Hey, Jason Beauvais in the house, Andre Pennington.
Dude, yeah. I love it. Hey, it's like, okay, you're like, damn, don't turn this off. We got some good stuff for you. But anyway, I want you to start on this topic. We were talking off camera. I think it's a really, really important thing. You know, we all go after success. We all go after things in our life, and we're all hoping that our best friend sees it, our parents sees it, stuff like this. But I think you have a good lens on this. So let's talk about what you mean when we say, dude, no one's going to believe in you. You got to believe in yourself, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this real quick.
So, I mean, you start out on your journey and you think like, well, nobody believes in me. And you understand it in the beginning because you haven't done anything yet. You have this song singing in your heart and you want to get it on the outside. Well, then you get something on the outside and you expect everybody to like rejoice and, oh my gosh, look at what you did. And it doesn't happen.
And no one's rejoicing.
No one's rejoicing. No one's recognizing. And they call you lucky.
Yes.
Right? So you're like, okay, well, I'll take this up a notch.
Yes.
And I'll do something bigger. And the same thing happens, right? And it's this human nature of, I want human approval.
Yes.
And you've got to separate yourself from it.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I'm going to sit here. I'm sitting here today. We're both very successful. It is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it's a lonely path because you have to be your cheerleader, right? Like, I know what I did. I know what it took to get there. No one else is sitting watching me from the corner of my room at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, cheering me on like, hey, you're figuring it out, right? So I've got to do that. And I do. I'll take like 5 minutes right before I go to sleep and be like, bro, your work ethic is insane.
Yes.
Like I think you've done something that no one's ever done before off of sheer like inspiration and work. And you have to cheerlead yourself.
Bro, every day. It's every day. How often? Every single day. Because it's funny. I know like when you did something that night, because you'll call me and like I feel the excitement, right? And dude, like you'll eventually find some people that they work like you work and they go after it. And I think we've had this connection, like where I can, like he's telling me and like he's telling me the thing that he actually did. And I have no idea what he's talking about. To be completely honest, sometimes he says to me, I'm like, wow, that seemed very intense, right? But I'm not listening to what he's building. I'm listening to the inner voice of like, dude, this dude just stayed up and grinded through sleep to figure this out. Like, okay, whatever he's working on, it has to be something he's very passionate about. So I don't listen, like, I don't try to listen to all the details of what he's saying, but I've listened to like, I know what it feels like. So all I got to say to him is like, stay on that same track, bro. And like that's how we talk to each other. Like everyone probably thinks we're like, yay, or we're like, dude, like stay with it, right? But I think at the end of the day, like what I respect is I'm like, holy crap, this dude just stayed up and did it. And then when my alarm goes off at 3:30 in the morning and I'm up and I'm grinding on something I know I'm passionate about, that's where our interconnection happens. But same thing, dude. Every morning I'm reading myself my affirmations. You're a billionaire. You're successful. You're organized. Not really, but stay more organized, right? Like I'm speaking these words into myself. And then I just said this off camera, like I get done doing a meeting or I kill it. And then I like walk out and it doesn't matter if I go to an office or if I walk into the streets or I'm expecting like, you know, like a movie, like, oh, this guy. And it's like crickets. I'm like, what the hell? Where's the show, right? And then you're just like, all right, this is life, man. But I think the key I want you to touch on is if we know this is a non-negotiable, like you have to believe in yourself. You have to just believe in it. You have to realize other people probably won't buy what you're like. Not that they won't get around you and start to buy into some of the stuff, but what's inside the inner core. So my thing is this, then you have to know what you're doing it for.
Yes.
And I think I'm 43. We are moving at a rapid pace right now. You're 45. We're young still. We have a lot of energy, and we're pushing towards these things. But I try to self-analyze now a lot more like, okay, what am I doing this for? I'm not doing it for the accolades. I'm not doing it for the money. I have to tell myself this because there's money flowing in. There's things happening. So I have to keep telling myself it's not for this. Like, what's that thing? So I think people need to figure out if you really, really want to be super successful, what are you doing it for? And then you won't need the outside voices. Like, so I mean,
exactly.
So maybe touch on that a little bit. Like how do people maybe find that within themselves? Like what I know you met it, like do certain things. So like, I think that's important for people.
Yeah. So what I've learned, number one, is regardless of what you accomplish, it's not going to happen. You'll have a business partner that thinks they're a level up and they're not going to recognize what you're about to do next.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. So you have to know, okay, well, why am I doing it? I have the same feelings. Money's not the thing that drives me. It's a symptom of what I do. What's driving on the inside for me is life, the universe, God wants this on the outside. Like, our country needs hope. They need encouragement. We have to understand that we have the power to change things, right?
Yes.
That's what is coming through my heart. This is why we must accomplish what we're doing, right? This is why we are accomplishing it.
Yes.
And this is why we have the energy in back pushing us forward, right? But then you have to understand that then, okay, that's what it is. And that's all that needs to drive me, right? So you're going to have the whole way someone not recognizing you, someone not celebrating. So you celebrate yourself and you have to recognize your own accolades, right? You know that, hey, I'm not organized, right? You put it on the list. You got to celebrate all the organization.
Oh, you better believe I do more than you know.
Right?
More than you know, bro.
And then but what I love about when you finally do connect with somebody who gets something about you, right? Like, I recognize your grind. What I recognize the most is you tap into the energy that's pushing you forward no matter what, right? When we talk, you always go back to your source and you'll come back with the calling and you follow the calling. That's what gets you up at 3 a.m. That's what gets you to the gym.
1,000%.
That's what gets you on the meetings. That's what gets you inspiring everyone.
But here's what's funny. We got to say this. Me and you will go, because like, dude, you are so passionate about what you want and you see it so clear. So he'll like call me and try to pull me. He's like, come with me over here. Right. This has happened. This is real. God, I love being with you. And then I'm over here like, no. See there, come over here. Right. It's like these two, like, and then at the end, we're like, all right, dude. So but the fact that like, you're so driven on what you want and you're trying to get me to come this way to it. You're like, no, I need you right here. Like, and I'm like, no, I need you over. But like, our beings are moving, and dude, like, I've never met anyone that won't move off their stance.
Right.
That's why I know I'm in the right place. Do we do things the same way? No. I'm like, it's funny because I can't tell anybody else. I can't even can't tell anyone else. I have to tell myself on my brain, because if I go tell anyone, they don't understand it. And we do things differently and we're growing and we do it. But I'm like, oh my God, like, he won't move off his stance. Like, I can't convince him to say, no, it's over here. You're like, no, dude, it's here. I'm getting called here. And then you're like, no, it's over here. I'm like, no, you ain't get, like, because inside of our souls, we're being pulled at something so hard that I know and it's coming. Like, dude, it's done. Like, the explosion of what's going to happen. But here's what we're both learning, because we're both human. Like, everyone that says, like, I don't need anyone to tell me I'm doing a good job is a liar. Like, it's in of us, like, we're looking, but but we're learning to channel it. We're learning to channel and say, okay, this is called for us to do something big. And like, we were just talking offline, like, Shaq was the one that ran the Lakers. Let's be real. Okay. And then Kobe came in, took 4 years to figure it out. And then 3 championships in a row. Right. Like, I joked and you're like, I called him Shaq. I was like, you're Shaq. He's like, what? I was Michael Jordan one day. Hey, I'm Shaq. And I'm like, no, bro, like, you in this ecosystem that is built, you had already amassed wealth. You were already wealthy. You already made millions. You have already done it. So in your brain, you're like, oh, everyone. I'm like, no, everyone's got to figure it. But you had already been there. You've seen it. You understand what it feels like, where it goes. And it's like, we have this eager, everyone just now God's given us thousands of people, just thousands of eager people, right, that are being drafted, right? Some D League, some still should be in high school basketball. I'm kidding, right? But they're all coming as G League, but they're all coming in. And it's like, Shaq's like, how do I play with all these kids? I'm just messing around. Right? No, because you've already done it. And like, there's cool things happening. So, but it all comes down to the core of this. Anyone that we're talking to on this camera, you have to understand, even if we believe in you, if you don't believe in yourself and actually understand that we can't answer the phone all day, you could be in all these things. Like, you have to eventually understand that no one's truly going to believe in you. And I'm talking like but you have to believe in yourself no matter what. And if you do find a connection like this, like, you're going to be challenged even more than you've ever imagined. Like, you think it's easier, it's even harder, dude. It's harder because you have two people that are moving. So understand, as you believe in yourself, you have your conviction, you're going to be put on other people, and then the challenge comes even more. But then you start to have these moments where you can have these quick little phone calls and things like this that can help you get where you're going. But you have to believe in yourself. Like, we can amplify it for you, but bro, we can't do it. You cannot do that for somebody. And you have to know you're going to have a lot of success. And if it's only to get the accolades, you're going to be sad as shit. And it's going to be very lonely. And you're going to look back and think you're going to miss the actual gifts that are happening around you, because you actually are inspiring a lot of people. You are doing a lot of movement, but you're going to miss it. And quite frankly, dude, I can speak for myself. I'm going through this right now at 43 years old, and I'm willing to say it on camera. And it's a world to understand. And if we just want to be wealthy by ourselves, you never experience this. There's a lot of people in the world that are like, I'm just going to stay wealthy and look at all my money and look at my things. They never have to go through this. But when you're trying to inspire a lot of people, it's a crazy road. It's all the other final word.
Yeah. It's funny. I never thought about that way, but it multiplies I'm going to call it disbelief. Like,
yes.
It multiplies it, and you have to be that much stronger.
Yes.
But the bottom line on this is, this idea, nobody's coming to save you.
Yes.
You have to save yourself, right? Nobody's going to believe in you, and that's okay, because it's not their journey. It's your journey, right? And I think what we're trying to say, because, I'm experiencing it too, right? I think what we're trying to say is, this is our power move.
Yes.
Bro, I believe in you.
Yes.
You believe in me, and we believe in ourselves, and we're going to get there.
Boom.
Right? And that's the resilience you have to succeed.
So here's what I'll say. I need you to put in the comments, I believe. You have to say it first. You got to say, I believe in myself. Put it in the comments. You put it in the comments. That allows us to trigger, and we can start kind of pouring some things that helped us how to stay on track to believe in ourselves. We'll give you some tips on what we do every day. We do it differently. So there's two brains here. We do things different, right? We could teach you some tools, how we stay believing in ourselves, even when everyone around us doesn't get it. And when we do get there, they tell us we're lucky, how we can still give them a hug and give them a kiss and still make sure that we're still rock and rolling. But I believe in myself, and we'll give you guys some tips on how you can keep that going to get where you need to be in life. Boom.
Hey.
That was good.